While on the cross, Jesus says the line, my God, why have you forsaken me?" I used to find these words deeply troubling. I mean, did Jesus really feel abandoned by God the Father? Some readers interpret it that way and see it as a truly human moment from Jesus, who certainly did not put himself above feeling the anguish that would come with the kind of suffering he experienced. I heard this interpretation a lot growing up in the church, but it always left me with questions. It wasn't until many years later that I found out Jesus was actually quoting the opening lines of Psalm 22. I began to imagine this as an exchange between the psalmist and God, almost like a love letter written over time. Think about it. The psalm starts with this: my God, why have you forsaken me? Why are you so far from saving me? So far from my cries of anguish? My God, I cry out by day, but you do not answer. By night, but I find no rest. It's clear that the psalmist feels abandoned by God, and that this is an anguished prayer from someone who feels like God just isn't listening. But what if he was listening? What if the cross was his response to the grief-stricken cries of anyone who has ever felt like God had abandoned them? By quoting this phrase and alluding back to Psalm 22, I believe Jesus is not only answering the question of where God is during our moments of suffering, but he is also using portions of the psalmist's own prophetic words to answer. Verses 6 through 7 say this: "Scorned by everyone, despised by the people, all who see me mock me. They hurl insults, shaking their heads." Then in verses 16 through 18, we read this: "They pierce my hands and my feet. All my bones are on display. People stare and gloat over me. They divide my clothes among them and cast lots for my garment." You see, God heard the excruciating pain captured in this prayer, and then he personally answered it through the parallels of his own experience on the cross. God, are you listening? I am. God, are you with me in my darkest moments? I am. God, save me. I am.